Hello and welcome to another Complet tutorial. This tutorial is focusing on Photoshop again. What we're going to do today is learn how to create an image with a transparent background. As you can see, we have an image on our screen right now of a puppy, and it has a checkered background. And when you see a checkered background, that signifies that the image has a transparent background. Now, there's no actual color for transparency, so they've come up with this concept of a checkered background. Alright, when your project is done, it should look like this. Okay, I already have Photoshop open, and we're going to begin by opening the image that we're working with. So I'm going to go to File, Open. Now you can find this image on the Complet drive inside the Complet 1 folder, inside the Photoshop folder. And it's Project 4, Puppy PNG. Alright, so let's go ahead and open this up. And there's our little puppy. And notice that when you open this image, it has a white background. And it's in JPEG format, but we're going to convert it. So the first thing we want to do is, I'm going to scroll in a tiny bit, zoom in a little bit so we can see our friend a little bit better. And we're going to use the Magic Eraser tool. So I'm going to come over, select the Magic Eraser tool. For tolerance, it's trial and error as usual with tolerance, but I'm starting with 17. Notice that's not a bad place to start. So I'm going to click on the white area. And remember, from a previous tutorial, the Magic Eraser, what it does is it erases continuous cells that are connected, okay, of a similar color. In this instance, I made it easy on you. The background is all white, which is high degree of contrast from the puppy, and it's all connected except for this little bit underneath his two legs. So I'm going to go ahead and click. Notice I got a checkered background. The only spot that isn't checkered is right here. And next, I want to show you a method of testing your work. We're going to use the bucket tool. But first I want to change the color. I like to change it to something very bright, so we have a high degree of contrast. So what I'm going to do to set the foreground colors, I'm going to click right here, and I like a fluorescent green. So I'm going to click right here, click right there, say OK, and now when I use the bucket, it paints everything that color. Now it lets me see what I missed. Now, as you can see, this particular image had some little shadowing underneath the dog's feet, so I missed that. So what I want to do is go back with the Magic Eraser or the regular eraser, whatever you think is appropriate, and see if I can take care of that. And now I'll use the Magic Eraser tool again on everything else, and then it's sort of I repeat the process. I use the bucket again to see if I got all of that. Well, I missed a little bit right there, so this time I think what I'll do is I'll zoom in a little bit, and I'll use the regular eraser to just go ahead and get rid of that little bit. I got it over there. I got a tiny bit right there too. I'm being very particular. Alright, now I'm going to use the Magic Eraser tool again to get rid of everything, and now I can use the bucket one last time to see that everything looks as it should. So once again, the bucket tool or the bucket test is just to see if you got everything, because when you click with a color and you paint the background, any little imperfections or parts of the picture that you forgot to erase will show up. So that's why it's a very useful tool. Now when you're done, hit it with the Magic Eraser one last time, because after all, we want the clear background. And then the last step is to save it, and when you save it, to convert it to a different format. In this instance, we're going to convert it to a format known as the PNG, which stands for Portable Network Graphics, also pronounced PNG. So you'll hear me refer to it as a PNG. So let's go up to File. We'll go to Save As, and I'm not going to save it here. I'm going to save it on my H drive. So let me go to my H drive, go to my Complet folder, go to my Photoshop, go to my pics, and please notice default format is PSD. That's a Photoshop image. don't want it to be a Photoshop image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click this arrow and I'm going to come down and I'm going to select PNG. And you don't have to have this extension if you don't want. And I'm just going to name this, well, I'm going to name this PS-4 puppy PNG. That's the name of the project. And now I'm going to save it. Now when this little box comes up, this PNG options, you can leave it alone. I'm not going to really go into what the interlaced is. Just click OK, and you have saved this as a PNG. Now I want to take a minute using a different program, a couple of different programs, to show you what the possibilities are with a PNG image. Why would you want to do this? Let's say I'm working on a Word document and I want to insert a picture of a puppy, of the puppy that I've been working with. So I'd go to Insert, Pictures. Now I got to find the puppy. Here it is right here. Insert. And notice that when you insert it, it doesn't have a background. It just goes right in there. It looks great. You can do this with other programs. Here's Publisher. Same deal. Maybe you're making a flyer for a lost puppy, or I don't know, you're selling puppies, or you want a puppy, whatever. Notice it comes in with a clear background, and it really makes it look professional. And lastly, you can do it with PowerPoint too. Basically, you can do it with any program, including a web browser. So that is the major benefit of creating a Ping image. That it has a clear background, looks very professional, very prepared. All right, let's see how you do.